Welcome to the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. You're watching our coverage of Week 5 of the ECAC Collegiate Valorant League. Boise State is looking up to pick a win tonight against Delaware University, with both teams being 3-1. It's going to be very exciting to see how these two very competitive teams shake up tonight with a new patch and a new meta facing us. I'm your host, Jacob Jam Palmer, joined by Greg Olsol-Smith. And this looks like it's going to be a very exciting night because there's so much new tonight. We're going to have, mainly, we could see new controllers be brought out with so many balance changes. It's going to be a very fun night. So, Greg, you know, we were going over the balance patches earlier tonight. Unfortunately, right now, Yoru is not going to be available in the ECAC tournament, nor is Icebox tonight since it has been banned. But we still have some other changes, mainly with the controller agent. So, what do you think? What's your most favorite thing, what you're most looking forward to seeing tonight?
Looking forward to seeing tonight just how those changes are implemented. This is going to be my first look at how Collegiate Play looks to take on those changes on the controller meta. I'd really like to see something new, something out of the box, since we can't see Icebox played or Yoru played tonight, but that's all right.
Well, let's take a look at the event tonight and see how things are going to work out. Like I said, this is ECAC Valorant, and it is going to work out in a 5v5 best of 3. First 13 swaps after 12 rounds. That hasn't changed much, but both of these teams, like I said, are 3-1 so far in this tournament. So Boise State looking to try to keep themselves in contention for a playoff game. You don't really want to go 3-2, kind of a general 3 strikes rule. So hopefully they can get to 4-1 tonight. And how can they do that? Well, one of the ways they can do that is by following Doc's Keys to the Game, brought to us by Drop-In Gaming. And in Valorant, that's going to be to focus angles and flank, know your win condition, count cards and call abilities, and click heads, of course. So simple. Doc's Keys to the Game brought to you by Drop-In Gaming, the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. Play your favorite games to win cash and prizes through free and paid entry matches and tournaments. Whether you're new to the scene or a seasoned veteran, Drop-In Gaming has the right games and competition for you. To begin your competitive gaming journey, sign up at dropingaming.com. All right, we're going to find out what the first map is. I believe the first map is going to be Bind. So it's kind of interesting. Bind's an interesting one because, you know, I don't mind it. I certainly like it with the teleports, but there are some people who can't stand Bind because it doesn't have a mid. It's just unique in Valorant, and it's designed for not having mid.
Yeah, and and I'd love to see this one with Yoru. It's a shame we can't have Yoru.
I know, the one that he was signed up for.
You know what? Taking it stage at a time and worrying about Yoru and Bind at the same time is maybe something we need to wait until later for. But yeah, I can hear that. Not having a mid and having to really decide one or the other, and then rotation is all changed. So what do you think we're going to see pick-wise? Do you think you can really make a good guess?
Ooh, you know, it's kind of interesting because Bind, you know, we're mainly talking about controllers that might be brought out. We don't normally see, we saw a few nerfs to Viper because she's like a must pick on maps like Breeze and Icebox, but Bind is one of those more classic maps. Those opens up the picks a little bit here. And if we're just speaking classic maps, you could see the whole lineup there that both teams picked there. It's just kind of a classic night. We have Bind, Ascent, and then if we need to go on to a third one, it's going to be Haven. So
I love that.
The classics we all know and we all, well, tolerate at times. And so here we go for Bind. And basically, in terms of controllers, well, we'll talk about that a little bit later, but once again, this is Boise State versus University of Delaware and ECAC Collegiate Valorant. Both these teams rest at 3-1. So, in terms of the controllers, yeah, I wonder if we'll still see Astra. I mean, she got some heavy nerfs. I mean, one of her stars is being taken away. Her cooldowns dramatically increased, and you can see right there, there's, yeah, the effect of that right there. They're going with Brim, which I haven't seen in competitive for quite a while, but
yeah, but it's a classic map that calls for a classic agent. And it's the same with Raze. Raze has been Medicine's beta in certain places, and in other places is useless. But we love seeing her here. There's a lot of tight places. She gets a lot of utility. But there's still some open spaces that the blast packs really get to flash you across. So she is totally made for this map. And I think Brim was buffed up a little bit too, got some extra space, right?
Yep,
That's gonna be nice.
His tactical map is zoomed out a little so you can place things a little farther. What's interesting if we're talking about controllers is University of Delaware, having gone with a 2-controller lineup, still choosing the Viper and Brim, whereas Boise State is going with 2 duelists instead. Just going to see how that works. I love that we're seeing Chamber be brought out.
That is nice.
He's finally kind of coming into his own in the meta.
Yeah, and I like that the devs are trying to look more towards mobility. I'm seeing a lot of mobility just over the ages. Yoru coming out was the first big step. Obviously, Neon is another huge call towards, but Chamber as well, having the teleportation, and mobility and econ too is just kind of more free in general.
Well, talking about mobility, the thing that always stands out to me in Shaler is how much his trademark hits. Like, you're surprised how much, because you're thinking, well, it's not like the alarm bot, you know, you can technically see it, but those things are so small, like, people get caught up in them all the time, and it's just that great little bit of extra information to help you know where the other team is, which we're going to need because we're in kind of coach's view right now, so we won't be able to see where Delaware is, so we're a little bit in the dark as well as the Broncos. But right now, it looks like they have two holding down Baths, trying to get a peek through. It does look like they did spot Reyna there, and is going to take the first pick onto Relay. Boise State goes up one in this engagement. Going to have to keep in mind that Reyna might be rotating over toward A short here as Brown gets the first pick. Boise State is just going to try to stick it. There is one in Lamps, but Shells is going to take him out. Now John picks up a double, and Boise State, unfortunately, not going to get that one.
I feel like we got a little bit aggressive there in A and A main. I appreciate, you know, making the rotation early to make sure, like we were saying earlier, you kind of have to commit to a site, but split pushes can still happen. I think we could have hung back some.
I mean, that was pretty much a split push. You had one pushing up through Baths, one through short, and then one who had already gotten over to U-Haul. So Boise State was just kind of closed in from every angle there.
This side, we still see a lean towards A, which is nice. I like the 3-2 change. My problem is that we have two in hookah, so any long's not really going to happen. They've still got time to kind of knife around, check it all out, but it looks like we're playing very aggressive here, and we've already got a check out there into hookah. Dreammaker already gets flashed, and they know they saw the other one teleport far back, so they take that space. W Panda looking to try to hold that down, and we don't really have a rotation from A, which means there's probably people over there.
I do hear the teleport go through. There goes Panda using the Headhunter, picking up one, but he's going to get closed in by Relay. Now Boise State has only two left, with Jabald having to take an angle that no one really likes. Most common smoke point here.
Yeah, that's a rough one. And a beautiful defensive smoke where it's the same doorway moving out. There's no extra surface area. It's still just a straight line, but you have to show yourself to all the angles at once. Ooh, a great flash right to the head, but it's just taken down. And Javster going in for the 4 kill on this round with the plant. That's a rough one.
But Boise State now, having saved up for 2 rounds, is going to have a little bit more chance here. Looks like they are going to be going for full buys as we see J-Bag here picking up that Vandal. So both teams going to be up in equal strength in that regard.
Yeah, this will be the first full gun round, so I'd like to see how we change to accommodate for that, considering the gameplay is a little bit different. But you just saw some collegiate level flicks there, some absolute jaw shots with the Headhunter.
Yeah, that Headhunter, you know, one of those things providing a lot of flexibility in terms of your buys. A little bit cheaper than just buying a Sheriff outright in certain save situations. So it looks like we do see, looks like some enemies spotted in A short right now, whereas J-Bag is still holding down the sideline in Baths. They just charge right on. Relay is going to take out Shells, and Boise State is going to find themselves down. Jabald evens it up. Now J-Bag trying to take the peak here through Baths is just going to head right back on to point. It looks like maybe it was just that one person pushing onto A. They're going to push down some more utility here with the Viper, of course, with the balance changes. That is going to wear out a lot sooner now if they're both activated.
We see the Brim Smokes coming out. There was quite a few in hookah. I think I saw 1 or 2 faces, so I think that A bait was definitely a sneaky play by Delaware. It looks like it's evened out again. I'm not sure where they're rotating to, but we've taken control. It's down to 4-4. Our Brim is pretty low health, so he's trying to hang back and just get some utility out of his utility before he goes down.
Well, he's used about everything right now. He's just trying to kind of do a little bit of a jump peek here, trying to maybe just bait out a shot, see if someone is going to try to push through Baths. J-Bag with a pick on Halfster, but it's evened out by Delaware to 3v3. J-Bag definitely thinks someone's here, and the Viper's going to drop down her utility again. But the spike is still planted on A, so Jabald's instincts were correct there. There is someone waiting, probably in U-Haul, trying to get the peek out there. He knows he only has 20 health. He's going to try to peek through short. No one hiding there. They're going to try to pinch in through Lamps, and ooh, taken out there. Unfortunate.
Yeah, I just don't think that was the right angle to cut through the boxes that direction. They're definitely further down A, but the call isn't made, and Dreammaker's not open to it, so he's going to go in for the... Oh, No, he tries to get some bullets off instead. Takes one, excellent. Looking to just get that exit frag, but it's not quite there. Delaware takes 3-0. The pacing here has been so much better, though. We didn't full commit to a rotation too quickly. We kept people on site, and that is what got us the support there while the spike was being planted. And then nobody really left defending side, so the plant came a lot later in the round. So I'm liking to see the changes that we're making.
Yeah, Delaware's going very spread out. It seems all of these have been split pushes here, and they haven't really committed to just charging up A or B right now, as we see Habster definitely looking to be the top fragger, is a huge threat here on this chamber. They're going to try to take this one ulti point to get the Hunter's Fury.
Some early gunfire. Maybe they heard you about the full push, because Spike is already down and we're still got 90 seconds left. Looks like they're all A, or at least 2 or 3 of them. 3 take down Boise State. Delaware up in a 5-2.
Panda definitely not in a really great situation here. Looks like he just bought the 8 bullets for the Headhunter to save here. Gonna throw down the teleport, try to get a peek. Relay is gonna deny him that, and now Dreammaker has a Marshall and not a lot to show for it. That is a flawless by Delaware, 4-0.
Excellently played.
Which at this time you're almost you're almost happier to at least go up to 4 here, because now you don't have to worry about the 9-3 curse.
True, true.
So once at least that superstition is out of the way as Boise State goes to a full buy again.
Stop holding your breath. We made it.
Right now, in terms of ulti, Econ, both teams are going to have 2 available. Of course, Delaware, they have so many credits, they're not really going to need the save that the Tour de Force brings out, but still it's a great gun in its own right, and with as good as their chamber has been doing, that's something you want to keep out as Dreammaker.